Greetings, my name is Frank Ko, and I am going to show you how to use TinkerCad to design a cell phone holder. A really neat project. It's very easy to do in TinkerCad, and then sending the STL file to your 3D printer, you'll end up with a very nice, very practical, useful cell phone holder that you can give away as a gift to your favorite person. So without further ado, let's go take a look at how we're going to do this. All right, so we have our cell phone holder. It is designed in a wedge shape. The approximate dimensions on this particular guy, let me scale this for you, is standing at about 40 millimeters front to back, and then side to side, standing also very close to 40 millimeters. Completed the overall height. I believe it's something close to 60, but let's see what we've got. Yes, we're scaling at about 60 millimeters. So the dimensions are very easy to set up in TinkerCAD, and the overall project is very friendly in such that we can do this, and your cell phone sits right on there, like so, okay? And, or it can also sit this way as well on a tabletop. So very, very fun. It also is created to reduce the use of materials. We've created some hollows in here and here and here, and also a hollow in here. And the purpose of the hollow in here, you'll see in a moment. We're going to put in a coin battery with a flashing LED, and that will illuminate this really nicely. You can also embed letters in here. You can also create raised letters, as I've done here. It's a little harder to see with the amount of light that I have here at this perspective. Yes, to Mom from Ima. Okay, those are raised letters. And here's indented letters, Mom. And I have created a little lip here to keep the cell phone caught. And when the 3D printer makes the device, there will be some sanding and some filing and some cleaning up. So as you can see, we have some minor webbing here that still needs to be cleaned up on this particular product. So when it's finished and cleaned up, then you'll have nice clean opening like this and like this. So let me show you what that looks like with an LED in it. Okay, this goes to show several different kinds of CR batteries that can work with this. We can use this with CR 2025 battery, CR 2016, CR 2032s, anything that's a flat 3-volt battery will work just fine. And the way that we'll do this is we'll pop a battery out, like so, pop out, and with a special LED, this is a special LED that will light up multiple colors. We're going to take the LED and straddle the coin battery. The long lead is the positive lead, the short lead is the negative lead. So as it's positive to be long and negative to be short, we will put the positive lead on the plus side of the battery and the short lead on the negative side of the battery. When I put the two together, it flashes like so. Let me take down the light. We can see it flash very nicely. And when I take down another light and then put this inside here, you can see that this glows pretty nicely. Let me see if I can do it this way. You can see it from this perspective. See it from this perspective. Let me try focus on that. There we go, focused. And it's fun that we create the openings and we can have light shine through there. And then also through here, we can see it shine very nicely through there and through here. So very, very easy to create. I'm going to get onto TinkerCAD in a moment to show you how we're going to do this. What this looks like with a cell phone in place is there. It would sit just like that with a cell phone in place in the landscape mode, or if I do it this way, I can set it up in the vertical mode, and it works just fine, like so. And this is what it looks like in the holder, like so. So yeah, properly designed, this will hold your cell phone just fine vertically as well as horizontally. If you're looking for a source for the flashing multicolor LEDs, this is a great resource, 5mm straw head LED, colorful, multicolor flash, fast, long leads, and this is available via Amazon or other online resources. So a fun product. Okay, I've taken you to TinkerCad. That's tinkercad.com. You create your account, and we're going to create a new design. So I'm going to start here by clicking New Design. Give it a moment. I will have a platform on which to build my object. I'm going to start with a rectangular block, zoom in on it, and adjust some dimensions. And so let's go ahead and select this guy. And we said it was 40 by 60. So let me go ahead, click here, type 40 and enter, and click here, type 40 and enter. And let's see, the way that I was going to do this was, let's make this 40 this way. And actually, let me rotate this way and make this guy 60. There. All right, so from the top view, I now have my rectangular block. And let me reposition it so it's in the center of the screen as much as possible. And I'm going to take a chunk out of this. So what I'm going to do is, let me go ahead and rotate this way and bring in another block. And this block, let me just make a different color so I have contrast. The color really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because this is only here to help us differentiate objects. So presently, let me see, how big is this? How tall is this thing? 68, good. And I'm going to rotate this particular guy at an angle, like so. Come in here, like so. That's a good angle. All right. And I'm going to make this a hole. And then by combining the two, so select both objects. Let me make sure both objects are selected. Just select this one and select this one, and then now group. So in grouping, I have created a ledge for the cell phone holder. And if I grab this guy and rotate it around, I can see that. Now you can also put a lip on here. So let's rotate this so I can look at it from this side. Cool. All right, so my dimensions here were 40. All right, so let me bring in another object. And make this 40 tall, make this a little, click 40. Enter. So it's the same height, and let me change the color on this guy just so that we have some contrast. Bring this guy down to 5. Bring this guy down to 5 by 13. That might work. Let's see. We're going to take this and attach it right there. And that creates a bit of a lip. Let's take a look and see what this looks like from this perspective. And if that appears a little too heavy or a little too thick, what I can do is let me do this select this dimension. So instead of 5, I think mine is down to 2. So let's go 2, enter. All right, that's nice and thin. And the height of this, 40. Okay, and let's make sure nothing's sticking out the bottom. I think that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and group these objects and group. The red is a little stark, so let me just use a different color here. All right, so there we go. That's the basic shape. And so if we look at this, we still retain the dimensions of 40, 42, that's okay. We can be within a couple of millimeters. This does show, if I go to rotate this way, yes, I've got a 60 millimeter height on this. That's great. And then the overall height of the object right here in this dimension is 40. That's pretty good. So I have 40 by 40 by 42, 40 by 60 by 42. Now I'm going to punch some holes in this because I'm going to need some holes in this in order to create the cavity for the LED device. So I'm going to need to bring in a cylinder. Bring in a cylinder. So here's a cylinder, and it's a whole cylinder. And let me rotate this way, 90 degrees, and let me move it up. Now let me look at it from the top. Let me move this guy here, and let me rotate 90 degrees this way. Let me look at it from the side. Let me bring this guy in here. Good size. So let's see those coin batteries. Let me remeasure the coin battery and see what we have. The coin battery, let me stop the share for a moment. Let's go back to here. Here's the coin battery, and let's just go ahead and take a measure of this. Hold on. Okay, so zeroed out, so 0. There, all right. And now let's go ahead and measure the coin battery. So there it is, and it's going to be an edge. Right at about 20 millimeters. So right at about 20. So that being said, I want to make sure my hole is going to accommodate. So let me go ahead and size the hole that I created in here. So the hole that I created gave me a little more space. I'm at 21.8. So it gives me a little bit of space so I can wedge my finger in there. Make sure it's not too snug. All right. So that being said, let's go ahead and come back to our other screen and share back with TinkerCad. Let's see what we have. So this particular hole, 20 by 20. Let me look at it from this perspective. All right, 20. So I'm going to make this click, 21. Click, make this one 21. And now, as far as this goes, I can't make it too deep. See where this sits in the grand scheme of things. Let's look at it from this perspective. All right, let's bring this guy down to here. And it's okay, we can bring it further back And as long as it's not poking through, that should be a good cavity. So let me go ahead and select the both and group. Perfect. So now when you look at this, hey, I've got a cavity in here, which is a good start. Now let's create another cavity because we want to reduce the amount of material that we use. Let's go ahead and raise this guy. Oops, too tall. Undo. Select this as long as it's taller than 40. So let's make this guy 50. Perfect. And I can pop this in here and see where we are at. Okay, so we are 20. So I'm going to have to make this one. Let's try 15. And let's try 15. Good. And move this right about here. That's a good position. Let's see what it looks like from this perspective. So you see I've got intersecting, and this will punch all the way through the bottom. Cool. So I'm going to select hole, click. Now it becomes a hole. Now if I select the both of them and group, I now have two cavities in here. See, I can look straight through and I can look up from the bottom, which is great. All right, let's create another cavity in here. Let's bring in a heart. And I'm going to have to reduce the size of the heart. So let's make this a, let's try a 10. And let's try a 10 and see what happens. 10 by 10. Maybe 12 by 12. Okay. And this dimension, again, 50. Enter. So it's nice and tall. And let's position this guy. Let's see if I can get it to fit here. Select, move this over so I can look at it from different perspectives. Yeah, that does go all the way through. I'm going to give this just a gentle nudge in this direction. No, can't do it. That's going to be, okay. I'm going to change the dimensions. 11 by 11. Okay. That'll give me enough wall to hold the cell phone here and also give me enough on the back wall. And that's pretty high up. I'm going to select this guy, create it as a whole, and select everything and group. Cool. Now I've got two cavities. I'm going to create one more for the LED to actually go into. I've got enough for the battery. I've got enough in here for good reflection, but I need the LED to stand up in some space. So I'm going to need another cylinder to go up in this direction. So let me bring in another cylinder. And let's see here, cylinder, cool. And let's look at it from the side because I need to flip it over on that side. Give me 90 degrees. 90 degrees, that's good. And let me raise this guy up. That's good. Let me look at it from the top. I've got to change its orientation so it goes this way. That part's good. And I need, this is 60. Let's try this dimension here and make this guy 35. Enter. And make this guy, how big is my LED? My LED is about 5, 6. So let's make this 8 to accommodate the LED. And let's look at it from this perspective. Select this guy and also make this guy 8. Oops, can't see it. This guy, I make this guy 8, enter. So now I've got this. This is good. And now look at it from the top. Let me place this guy in here, a little bit towards the back. Let's see what it looks like here. All right, I need to position this so it'll create a cavity for my LED going up. Okay, let's see from this perspective, 35 millimeters. That should be plenty. Let's go ahead and here, and I'm going to push this guy in. Now, let's look at it from here. Oops. Let's go to here. And see? All right, that's nice. Oops, I got a problem. It's poking out my front surface here just a touch. See this here? That little crease means my hole is going to pop through the surface here, so I have to be very careful about that. Let me see its position. All right, so if I move this a little further back this way, oops, where'd it go? Undo. All right, I want to move it this way and up, just a nudge, down, just a nudge. Let's see, from here, is it poking through my front? No, no hint of it poking through, so this is good. Select this to be a hole and zoom back out and group. Whop, perfect. Now, when I look at this, I've got a cavity within a cavity for my LED to stick up through, like so. And that's pretty much very similar to what I have here. Got a cavity within a cavity. Okay, and let me show you that on the actual unit. So let me stop the share. And you can see on the physical unit itself, I've got the cavity for the battery, I've got a cavity for the LED, and the cavity for the LED is set near the back edge of the cell phone holder, and that way it won't poke through the front surface of the cell phone holder, but yet it reaches way up past the hex and right into the heart, and the one that I created in TinkerCad just now actually goes a little bit past the heart, so the LED can shine up into this upper space. I'm going to create one more cavity, and again, the cavities aren't bad at all. They're really kind of fun, and they help to reduce the bulk of the item. Plus, I'm going to control the density so that you see this has got a honeycomb effect here, yes? So the fill is certainly not 100%. We don't need, this is solid enough without being completely solid. So it's certainly solid to the touch, solid to the feel, but it has a percentage fill. I think we have like 20% fill in here. So it creates a nice internal lattice work that makes this overall pretty light object, but yet very, very strong. Okay, so that's what that second smaller cavity is for the LED to stick up into. All right, let's go back to TinkerCAD and finish this up. And let's go to here, share screen and TinkerCAD. Boom. All right, great. Let's go ahead and bring in one more just for giggles and laughs. Let's see, what haven't I used? We haven't used a cylinder, so let's bring in the cylinder. And I'm going to make this a 5x5 cylinder. So 5 by 5, enter, oops, 5, enter. So I got a 5 by 5. Let's move it over here, grab it low, I can grab it. All right, now for the height, again, I have to 50, and I'm going to position it right there. Now let's look at it from the top. Deselect, move a little bit this way, select, nudge it Okay, something like that's not bad at all. Make that into a hole and select and group. Great, now I punched another hole. Now let's go ahead and bring in some lettering. And let's go ahead and do this. Basic shapes. And favorites. Do favorites include alphabet? Let's find out. Basic shapes. Do I have alphabet at the bottom? No, I don't have alphabet. So let's go. People's machinery, hardware, electronics. Where did they put? Where did they put design starters? Alphabet. Cool. All right, more shapes. Let's get the rest of the alphabet. Okay, I'm going to bring an M. I'm going to bring an O. I'm going to bring an M. Everybody loves mum. Cool. Select all of them and then do this and do this. That's good. And let's, what did I make these? Just, I wanted something that will fit into this space here. Now let's go ahead and adjust the height of this thing. Zoom in, select. Oh, let me group them together first. Move it over here where I can actually see some dimensioning. 4. Make this 50. Nice. All right. And let me group this together. That is moving as a group. Okay. Zoom back out. Come over here and too wide. Okay, so I'm going to make this 15, narrow it up. And yes, it will fit into this space. And let me look at it from this perspective. Cool. So what I'm going to do is let me pull this up because I don't want this to punch all the way through at all. I just want this to be this way. Let's see if I can grab the bottom. Is this possible? Yes. See, there, up to here. Nice. So what I'm going to do is select, oh, wait, before I select this, make this all hollow, select as a group, and group. Boom. Now I have the lettering of MOM embossed into the object. And you can do that to the front, you can do that to the back, you can do that to the other side. But this is pretty good. And I leave it to you what type of applications you want to put on this. You can also do, let's go ahead and find one more fun one. Let's see what other decorations. Oh, look at this. Snowflake. Wow. Ooh, cool. Snowflake. Oh, that's really hard. What's hard about the snowflake is because of all the angles, there's a lot of trimming to do. whole lot of trimming to do. But if you don't mind doing the trimming, it could look spectacular. So let me bring this in here. And let me zoom back out. And let me go to here. And I'm going to flip this guy 90 degrees this way. And then look at it from here. Now, its size is big. All right, so we have 70. No, I have to make this, let's say, 30. Enter. And then from the other perspective, this measure, also make this 30. Enter. Nice. Very nice. All right, so now let's see how close can I physically get this to my object. Okay, now look at it from this side. And I have to bring the whole object up out of the basement. That's really nice. Let's look at it from this perspective. Okay, let me change. 5 is really deep. I don't want something that's 5 deep. Let's make this 2, 3. Enter. Now that's a really nice design on the back, snowflake. Sure. So let's go ahead, select, and group. Well, did it group? Because it's supposed to change colors. I guess it did. That's interesting. Okay. Deselect. Yeah, it moves as a group, so it grouped, but it didn't change the color. Oh, that's kind of nice. Decorations can be, at least in the design aspect, a different color. So now I have a snowflake on the back. I've got mom in the front, and you can dress it up any way you want. There's some more space up here that you can put some more lettering in. Certainly, if you take the whole thing, you flip it around, then you can do recessed letters on the other side of this as well. So this is a fun one. I think this will certainly get you going in terms of your own design. So this will be the objective. Let's go ahead and make a design happen. How long did it take me to play with this? Not very long. And I think you'll have a lot of fun creating your own design. So remember, after you create your design, TinkerCad automatically saves this, but it creates an unusual name. So if I come up here and select this, I can change the name, and this could be I'm a sample. I'm a sample, and this will be a dash phone stand. Cell phone stand. Underscore. Okay, so no spaces. I think hyphens and dashes should work. Okay, it took it. I'm a sample cell phone stand. So yes, definitely somehow put your name in the name of the object. Then you want to hit the export button, select, and we want .stl file as we've done before. And we have a .stl here. So if I click on this guy, and you have the ability to see this in preview, then this is what the object can look like when it's going to be printed. That's this side, that's this side, that's this side, that's this side. And this is the file type that Mr. Nabil needs in order for him to be able to put it into your printer file and create the print for you. So this must be done. If you're looking to pick it up on Thursday, then yes, better have this done by Tuesday midnight. Yeah, so before midnight tonight, I think this would be great. So here you go. This is fun and easy to do. And then the net result you can see on the insert right here. Really is a fun project. So with that, let me go ahead and stop the share. And there we are. You will be creating your own one of these guys. And thank you very much.